Kanpai! It's all about the kanpais and the pies and the cams and the mini camps and the pies and the Nasuth glass. Right, so welcome weebs. Welcome weebs. This is episode 55. That time I was watching an anime top 10 and was left wanting. So we are joined by Thaylien, who is yet again our replacement Loz. Loz was unavailable to actually record this week's episode. We in fact... He's not high-pitched. Why are you?
Because I literally spoke in a high-pitched voice.
Okay. Yeah, so gonna move straight into the housekeeping. A couple of major things actually. First major thing is there is no more news within Kanpai Cast itself. If you want to check out the news, you'll find on this channel, just 2 days ago, this week's news was already released effectively. The news section is becoming so massive, it's warranting its own episode, and to be fair, it kind of helps with, you know, constantly releasing stuff for the actual channel itself.
Now we've got 2 shows a week.
So another piece of Kanpai Cast news, which is to be fair, it's a very substantial update, and I'm gonna have to have Nasuth actually scroll down as I'm reading it.
My God!
We were inspired by some of the top 10 lists we've seen, and as such, we've started listing the languages available for each show. This is all fed to us by IMDb, and you can see them above the content warnings. If no languages... Wrong hand. If no languages appear, that's either because we've not found it in IMDb yet, or there just isn't an entry for it. I think there's one show that we found that doesn't have an entry. There is one little negative though. We've already noticed some discrepancies. For example, Overlord, Made in Abyss, and The Devil is a Part-Timer were all listed as Japanese only. And in fact, I've found even more. We know that this to be false, and we've submitted to IMDb the additional language information. But what may interest you is that this isn't something that's limited to just us on the show. You can participate too. If you spot if you spot a show that you know has different language information, please feel free to go to IMDb itself and update the language information, and we will automatically pull that update once it's been accepted. Not only does it help us, but it also helps fellow weebs get the correct information, and you'll see why that's important in a bit.
So you set it up so that it periodically now checks and rechecks the IMDb information and yeah, like. So I think it's like once a week or something. It's a rolling update.
No, it's daily, right? So that's important for a whole new kettle of fish. So effectively,
so it does mean that every time we record a new episode, if a show comes back on again, it will have the updated info, which is absolutely brilliant.
So the important bit of information here is that honestly, this is just baffling to me. So if you're a developer and you've worked with APIs, typically most APIs are limited within an hour window. Some are limited within a 15-minute window, and I think oh god, what's the name? Discord has a limit of like 60 requests per 15 minutes. Twitter is 75 per 15 minutes. I think Twitch is 90 per hour. The shocking thing, and I do truly mean shocking thing, for IMDb is 100 per day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is utterly ridiculous. So we update on the daily. So that may also be another reason why you don't see the thing, is because we haven't actually got that far into the list yet. I know when I was cataloging everything, I got as far as halfway through the M's in all our shows. So, and we did everything of this season. So anyway, Right, so also, just to remind everyone, we have timestamps and chapters allowing people to navigate to the section of the show that they find they're interested in watching. And this can now be demonstrated by Nasuth, who has
sort of
semi-functioning hands.
Hands are amazing. They can touch everything but themselves. Oh, wait.
Right.
Flashback to Mr. Weeble. Look at my hands. My hands are amazing.
Amazing.
Give them a lick. They taste just like raisin.
A raisin.
The fact that the pair of you said something different is kind of concerning. But anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was gravy for some reason.
God knows why. Anyway, so the last piece of news is YouTube has totally 100% asked us to test their like system. And you can help by clicking on the thumbs up directly under this video. Try doing it right now so you don't forget afterwards. Also, feel free to comment because, again, you know, they might not be able to understand and appreciate the comments. You've got to comment every single moment that you can, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. The number of channels that I do not find in my subscription feed anymore because of the bell icon is ridiculous. What the F was the point?
Yeah.
Right. So, and as previously mentioned, we have done the news, so we're going straight into the topics. So I want to give a little bit of a very brief story time. And this is technically related to a few weeks ago when we had our most interesting stories, plots in anime. So the initial idea we had was to do another, I suppose, was it another comparison trope versus trope list?
Yeah, I think essentially, yeah.
But we decided that we were going to do it as a comparison of top 10 lists. Now, if you Google anime top 10, 9 times out of the 10, all the websites have the same sodding list, right? You will see the same stuff.
Maybe in a different order, but generally the same, yeah.
Yes, right. So we decided to one-up ourselves, give ourselves a lot more work, and we, in fact, made it so that the episode, this was a deconstruction of what it takes to do a top 10 list. And when we decided to do this, and I was like, I'm going to do it on YouTube videos, did I not realize what I'd let myself in for? Oh, dear God, right?
You fool. You foolish fool.
So because of the sheer volume of what was involved in this, I opted to request Loz and Nasuth, could we please postpone this episode to now, and we'd filled it in with our plots anime last year. And I think Loz, after watching some of the stuff which got over the weekend, he was like, oh dear God, I see what you mean now. So
which is why I'm here.
Yeah,
so Loz, it just made Loz ill, therefore.
Xeno started from the top and went down, and I started from the bottom and went up, and I lost the will to live by the time I got up near the top.
So it's just, to give you guys an idea, basically we just, oh God, what did we Google search? Was it just top 10 anime in YouTube?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we just Google search. We just YouTube search top 10 anime in YouTube. And the channels that we saw, most of all, were Watch Mojo, no shit, Anime Sensei, Honest 10, and then to a lesser extent, Animeology, Otaku Sensei, and then we got the odd spattering of different things. AniTube, ViniTube, Otaku Dan, Anime Raccoon with a 3 instead of an E, and Anime List. So we're going to be going over a whole fuck ton of different things. We're not really going to spend time going into each individual list. We're going to be talking about the quality
in
of
general,
the list, what it takes to actually do a good list. Right. So I feel the ownership is on me to start this, and I'm gonna say I feel what it takes to make a good top 10 list is down to realistically, you have a title of the list, and then you've put in your nomination, but you have to sort of elaborate as to why you're putting the nomination in there, and I suppose why is that asset there?
What asset?
The one in the middle of the screen.
Why is that asset there?
I don't know.
Staring into my soul.
Right. Right. Anyway,
we were probably testing it, we forgot to clear it.
Quite possibly. So, Shazbot, that's completely thrown me. Yeah, so it's all down to the quality of the top 10 picks. So, you know, why is this show even in this list? Why is the character in the list? How is the character eligible to be in the list? And, you know, just general quality of information delivered.
You've got to quantify why it's in there, but you don't always have to quantify what order they're in or why.
You don't need to necessarily say this is why it's number 9, but you need to say this is why they're oh, it's an overpowered character. Okay, why are they overpowered? If it's this one is no, not that one. That was a terrible one.
So many overpowered characters.
Oh,
that generates a strength of a demon. Yes,
Anime Raccoon specifically says MC has the strength of a demon, and then fails to actually tell you why some of them have the strength of a demon.
It's not Anime Recon.
Is it Recon?
Huh?
Oh, it is Recon, not Raccoon.
Oh, it is Recon. Sorry, I thought it was Raccoon.
Lol.
I thought that for a moment when you read it.
Yeah. And one of the things I really hated about that was they left a click in their video, like a mouse click in their video. Ooh. But that's more of a technical issue. But yeah. So yeah, it's that sort of thing where they don't tell you, like, there were so many times that I saw them just put in characters or situations or whatever and say this totally fits, and they don't actually explain why. And it's like, why is I get that you like this anime, but why is it on this list?
Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of want to go over. I kind of want to pick some of the stuff that I thought was really good and some of the stuff that I thought was not so good. Right. I don't know if you guys have any specific overarching opinions of channels, or whether or not you want to you know, just wing it, because I've got notes to talk about specific channels. If
I'm just overarching, I'm just so surprised of how much the same ground is covered.
Yes.
I watched the lovely ones from Watch Mojo. I watched all of the ones we had in our list for that, and what amazed me was it didn't matter what topic it was, but if the same anime cropped up, it was almost, you know, cut for cut, the same B-roll in the background. Unless they were going in to say, you know, it had to be a fight scene, then they'd concentrate on that fight scene. But if it was just the anime in general, talking about it, like most popular or, you know, the most binge-worthy of the century so far, that kind of thing, they just use the same footage.
I found with Animeology and Honest 10, they had different contributors to the channel, but they all basically had the exact same template, or, you know, they'd have like different like unique silly things that they tried to make jokes about or whatever, but essentially the formula was the same. And they were also really, really bad about, like, this happens every time. They're so bad about telling you why a character is overpowered or why they belong here. Yeah. It's.
So one of the biggest things that I felt really
in video 4, he says that one of the characters isn't even a good anime, or one of the animes isn't even good. So why is it on the list? Why? Video 4 was top 10 fantasy with an overpowered protagonist, and number 8 was Slime. I killed 300 slime and became overpowered or whatever that was.
Oh God! Right. Okay. Right.
And he says that's not even a good anime.
Let's. I don't. Right. Okay. So I don't think that's what he said, but regardless. Okay. So I'm gonna steer the ship a little bit. And I'm going to talk about Anime Sensei. Some of the stuff I'm going to say is going to be very critical. I will try my hardest to say what I would do differently. But, please bear with me because this was the first collection of videos that I'd watched. I think there was like 8 in the list. I'd watched all but one of them, or how many's in there?
8.
Yeah, so I think I watched all but one of them because I got to the point of like this. I can't believe you even put this in. I know which one it was. It was actually the demonic power one, right? So this channel releases top 10 videos nearly daily. This is very clearly not a one-person team, right? To be able to produce stuff that quickly, you'd have to be working on your own. You'd have to be working like 16-hour days, right? To fetch the footage required, unless you cheap out and you do stuff. I think that
using
Anime
the same
Sensei
over and over.
No, not necessarily that, but it's a case of like, I'll just get the trailer footage. I'll just pull from the trailer. I don't think that was the case because a lot of anime trailers, they have interwoven blocks of text, right? Like the silent movies of yesteryear, right? Yeah, that's what anime loves to do and things. So I think they actually did get footage from the shows, and sometimes it was like, oh, it's just the first episode. But regardless of this, the thing that really got to me about Anime Sensei and other channels was the formula of top 10 anime of X genre where the overpowered main character can defeat anyone, right? And there was little niches on these things. Like, just why can't you just do a fucking top 10 isekai anime, top 10 sci-fi anime, top 10
because you can only
anime.
do that once. You have to rename. You have to come up with different names to draw people in, even though it's the same stuff that you're showing.
No, but
that's the thing. It's like these more modern animes and manga getting longer and longer and longer names because they have to be more and more specific. But what's different about them?
So, to elaborate, right? These, at the time of me taking my notes, which was a few days ago, these were the top 10 videos. These were the last 10 videos that were released. And trust me,
you did that too.
You're not going to follow what the fuck I have said, right? So, top 10 anime where the overpowered / badass MC surprises everyone. Top 10 magic anime where the MC is the most overpowered mage in the world. Top 10 anime where the overpowered MC has the power to defeat anyone. They thought he was weak, but he is the strongest demon. Top 10 best ecchi anime of all time. You need to watch these. Top 10 magic / action anime where the MC surprises everyone with his power. Top 10 anime where the MC became dark after being betrayed. Top 10 anime where the MC is OP from the start and surprises everyone. There's only 2 left. Top 10 fantasy anime where the OP MC has a harem with beautiful girls. Top 10 adventure anime where an overpowered MC surprises everyone. I swear to the love of God, nearly every single video on this channel had the exact same title layout.
Yep. But it's all clickbait. It's all just like, yeah.
No, I don't think it is, right? I think it's designed for the YouTube algorithm in mind because the titles are so damn similar, they effectively self-perpetualize their own propaganda. Does that make sense?
No, I get you. So if somebody puts in a search for anything related to it, it'll come up with a dozen of their videos first.
Yes.
It's like putting in YouTube tags to try and hit.
All of the hashtags.
Yes. Yeah. So that is my personal thought. But just reading out that list, I have pretty much blanked the entire thing myself. It is too much there, and it all sounds the same. Nothing stood out to me. Right?
Well, and again, a lot of times they're going to use the exact same anime. Like it's crazy. How many times do I have to see Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in there? It's an overpowered MC. Oh, it's a magic. It's he goes to magic school because technically he goes to the learns from the state police, and it's
yeah.
Okay,
After watching,
sorry, you still on the
so. Unless you want to derail onto something else.
I kind of did, but let's save it for after. That's the next one we'll move on to.
Okay, so this So after watching a couple of these Anime Sensei videos, I was like, nope, these are not for me. I can't do these. And it felt very much that some of the stuff was padded out just to get that extra length. There was one, I think it was Anime Sensei. One of these channels decided to do a sponsored segment for something like Raid Shadow Legend. It was a fifth of the total video length, and it was like that's no bueno. Oh god, what was it? So I'm just trying to. There was right. Okay. This is the important thing, right? This was the big thing, and is actually in fact what led us to start putting the languages of the shows on screen. You may have seen some of them already, but there were a couple of instances where I was genuinely interested in the show. However, when I investigated, I discovered that a lot of the information that they had on screen, so it was like, what genres they were, the number of episodes, and whether or not it was dubbed, it was completely misinformation. It was just wrong. And the big one for me is the daily life of the Immortal King. I'm actually quite interested in this show, and I've seen it appear on short-based platforms for a long time, and I'm like, I always wanted to watch it. The information in their top 10 pick said it had 27 episodes and it was dubbed. However, the first season is only 15 episodes, and there's a 6-episode ONA. I don't know what ONA stands for.
Original net animation. So it's specifically something that premieres online and not anywhere else.
Sure. And out of all of the Life of the Immortal King, including seasons 2 and 3, right? The 6-episode ONA is the only thing that is dubbed, right? I think Thaylien wants to...
No. So they weren't technically lying. They were just misinforming.
Yes. And the problem for me is I struggle with Mandarin and Cantonese, right? I like, not to be rude or something, I honestly just can't easily read subtitles and hear the language. I find it extremely distracting. So
it's a harsh language. It's a very harsh language.
Kind
of like Russian. It's super harsh.
No, I'd say it's so if you're musically inclined, you'd call it staccato, right?
Yeah,
it's very pinpoint,
sharp. It's very sharp.
Very sharp. And one of the big things. Sure, that's a word. But one of the big things with those languages is the pronunciation of the word dictates the meaning of the word. So things like sarcasm kind of go over native Mandarin or Cantonese speakers' heads, right? They don't understand that the context of the sentence means something different based on the inflections I'm putting on the sentence, even though the words are unique and only have one meaning.
That's because in theirs, the words themselves have different meanings entirely based on the intonation. So
exactly,
putting that different inflection on them. changes what the words in fact are. So
yes,
sarcasm just doesn't really come across, does it?
So I struggle to pick out the emotion of a character that they're trying to convey when I'm listening to what's called Mandarin or Cantonese.
It's an amazing, rich, and beautiful language. It's just hard to grasp. I think anyone would agree to that. It's such a massive language. It's so hard to get into.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that I didn't like about Anime Sensei. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add on, or if you want to move to another one.
I would add on to that. The same kind of thing seems to have happened to the one that I watched all the ones in your list from Watch Mojo, and that's even more formulaic. I think everybody who's been on YouTube has seen a Watch Mojo video at some point.
Oh god,
yeah.
And it is just introducing the person that's doing the list, starting off the topic, doing the list itself, putting some honourable mentions in there, and a specific section. There is a dedicated section they now add into everything of,
Subscribe.
Get a comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Which I was worried about with Nasuth's reference to his one where they left the click in. I was wondering if that was part of that thing of click the bell.
No, it was not. No, yeah.
So, but yeah, the formulaic nature of them now means they can just churn these out again and again, and it is for the algorithm. You have to. There's no other way. It has to be something that that YouTube itself can scan and find its own. If somebody adds subtitles,
it's like throwing so much at the wall and hoping that some of it sticks.
Yeah, it's not even that. Is it all of it sticks, and it's YouTube that has to sort it out for the watchers, and because it all sticks, because it all has to be sorted out, it never seems to do anything new.
So it's interesting you say this. Did you only watch the Watch Mojo stuff?
No. That was actually going to be my next point. Is going on to that, because after watching the Watch Mojo stuff, I decided to pick out the ones that actually seemed like they were semi-original in their content.
Mm-hmm.
So, after seeing all the homogenized ones, the Watch Mojo started off quite strong for me in the. I think it's like just randomly clicked the top 10 disgusting anime deaths.
Oh.
Which had a fair few good things in it. After the top 10 mecha series, top 10 most popular anime, top 10 most addictive anime, top 20 binge-worth anime of the century so far. I thought, okay, let's look at these other ones. Top 10 fights that broke the internet, top 10 characters that broke the internet. And then outside the Watch Mojo ones, there was simply top 10 harem anime. Which, wow, after all of the isekai stuff and the powerful main character stuff and everything else, was just, okay, that's a straightforward one. But as Xeno was asking for, you can only do it once. But if you do it well, it's, quite a good topic.
This is like, so you said this earlier, you could only do it once. You could do it of the 70s, of the 80s, of the 90s.
Yes,
in fact, one of the ones I watched actually did bring in some older stuff, which I was amazed by. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but yeah. Most of these are all just in, if they're not in the 2010s, they're at least in the 2000s. Like, most of them never have any older stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was, it's strange that they're one of the few repeated shows that comes out. That's obviously it was late 90s, was Evangelion. But then there was a few other ones that weren't, they seem older, even if they're not all that old, like Knights of Sidonia or Macross was in there for the mecha series.
Yeah.
Gundam is literally like the cornucopia. You can say, name an anime from this era, Gundam. That's on me. I'll set the bar too low.
Yeah. I mean, oddly enough, Loz and I both watched the top 10 mecha together, and we were impressed by it. So one of the things about Watch Mojo stuff is, even though some of the picks were fairly obvious, that was actually a good thing, because we didn't necessarily feel that we wanted to pick a fight with why was this in the top 10 list. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hold on, let me see if I can actually just quickly find it. I can't know. So was this Anime Sensei? Yes, it is.
What, the
so
Mecha series one?
No, so... Oh, no, this isn't Konosuba. Yeah, so one of the Anime Sensei ones was top 10 adventure anime with an overpowered MC that surprises everyone, right? I nearly had a fit watching this one. The 10th pick was Goblin Slayer. Please explain to me how Goblin Slayer is overpowered.
Well,
Smart is not.
He does beat the shit up and still kills a massive goblin.
But think about it. What was his methodology? Compared to everyone else, his methodology was to go and ask a sorceress for a portal spell and open a portal to the bottom of the ocean so that he could power wash water into an ogre's face.
Yeah, that's okay, fine, right? But here's the problem. He has his ass literally handed to him, right? Multiple times.
Yes,
and with
true.
his quote unquote overpowered status is purely based on him being smart, right? Him being strategic. That's not right.
It's the mythos of Goblin Slayer that's overpowered, not Goblin Slayer himself.
The same thing happened with Anime List. Top 10 new isekai / fantasy anime with an overpowered main character. They list Kong Ming as an overpowered main character.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What?
It's someone else did the exact same thing. I can't remember who it was because I haven't seen the anime.
Oh, you've seen them do it before, but you don't know why they've included that.
Yeah.
One of again the same list with top 10. With Anime Sensei is like, Sorry, I know it sounds like I'm picking on them. Is third pick Konosuba. The narrator even so. This is adventure anime with an overpowered MC that surprises everyone. Konosuba.
And I feel like they just don't they don't even try to justify it. They just say,
no, hold fire, right? So the narrator even says he doesn't know why they put Konosuba in the list. Only that Kazuma is overpowered with his luck, and it doesn't really help much. And I was like, so why is it in the list?
I can't really facepalm. It's not doing it right. I'm facepalming, believe it.
Okay, let's see. I mean, we've got the overarching things on the groups.
Yeah.
What list did you watch that was actually for you original, and why did you like it? That's the important one. What struck you as a good list of your lot, and why did you like it?
Okay, so honestly, it was the Watch Mojo. Was it anime characters that broke the internet, right?
Oh yes,
because it was basically broke it via memes.
Yes,
and every single one I could agree to, and the number one pick.
Well, you think
pleasantly.
You think it was somebody like Anya?
Yes,
but no.
I genuinely thought it was Anya, right? And when they actually announced
Dioda,
yeah. So when they actually announced that it was Dio, I was like, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Fucking everyone still rants about how amazing Dio is to this day.
Dio is one of the ultimate memeable characters. But so Spy Family got on there with Yor, but there was
should have been Anya.
It should have been Anya because 02 definitely broke the internet.
Yeah.
Who else would there be? Who was on there?
Marin,
yes, definitely. Comey.
Yeah. so many.
And not in a good way was the all of the drama around Hana Ozaki.
Yeah,
because of for some weird reason, people trying to police other people's animation styles and bodies. Like, what?
The impressive thing about the list was that they actually elaborated as to that being a part of it, right? So they didn't just like, this character.
Why did they break the internet? That was actually quite a good list. I'm with you with that one, because they actually went through the whole thing of picking up why the character was good. So Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, he's on there because not only is he a powerful main character, not only is he a good-looking character, he's also a complete troll.
Yep.
And people love him for his attitude as well. And, of course, the infinitely cosplayable nature of him.
Yeah. So,
I really... For me, it was either ViniTube or Otaku Dan. ViniTube, I think, did a really good job of like, for him, it was shonen action anime. Yes, best action shonen anime of all time. It was actually a top 20 list. But he did a good job of actually sharing a bit about the show without going into like an overly large amount of detail, like a lot of them do. And he really made it clear why he liked it specifically. Which again, always seems to always be lacking in so many cases.
You need that personal input.
Yeah, and it was just really well paced. So and Otaku Dan, his was a little misleading because it was the top 10 romance anime where bad boys fall in love with the good girl, and I don't really feel like he did a good job of explaining why some of them were bad boys, and I think even some of them weren't bad boys. But as if you go into looking at it as like a good source for romance anime, I thought it was really good, and I think in general he still did a pretty good job of explaining what the animes were and why he liked them.
I was actually, because that's one of the ones I did watch.
And he did some older ones too, which was nice.
Yes. So like the Kamigami no Asobi was like the first one on his list. And I remember picking it up. I remember watching this anime just starting to go and realizing, no, actually, it's not for me. But you can see why that was on his list. He picks up, exactly why those characters are considered the bad boy, and when they fall for the good girl, it's genuinely part of the plot.
Yes,
and
not
not turn out to be
plot.
Yeah, they might not turn out to be bad boys overall, because part of the plot is making them into good boys. But it's you see that, and there's a couple on there that I didn't mind thinking. Actually, maybe I'd watch that.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's okay.
And even the ones that didn't fit the bad boys seemed like good anime.
That's a quality I'm going to put in there for this part of the topic. Is why did you like them? Is because they came up with shows that I wanted to watch.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't just the same shows that everyone else does.
Yeah. So
I
did you get any of those from your list, Zeno?
Yeah. So I ended up watching a couple. I made time because I started my list, what's called when we had a bank holiday and things, and during the week I ended up picking up a couple of shows. One of them was Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World, which was actually the second pick in an Animeology top 10 list. And the other one I picked up, I need to get the name of it because I've forgotten it. Armed Girls Machiavellian. I can't ever pronounce this word. Machiavellian. No, the ism one.
Machiavellianism?
That's the one.
Machiavellianism.
Machiavellianism, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, I can't remember who... I didn't write it down, apparently. Yeah, so someone actually put that out. It might have been another Animeology one. And they rated them fairly highly, and I gotta be honest, like, Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World, I enjoyed, but not for the main protagonist, right? The list being the top 10 anime where the MC is overpowered since the beginning and surprises everyone, and it's just like,
yeah,
well, he's not
Sensei.
I mean, to be fair though, like Mushoku Tensei, I don't know why that's so down on the fucking list. It should be so much higher.
I wouldn't even say that Rudius is really that overpowered. I mean, he is. He is overpowered compared to everyone else. But
no. Right, the fact that he can use magic without an incantation, right?
Yeah,
it's like no, because he can just point and shoot.
Too?
No, I think he teaches them with incantations, but shortened ones.
But shortened ones, and I'm sure it is the elf girl, Sylphie.
The friend, yeah.
Yes, I think he teaches her incantationless magic.
Right. But still, I mean, like, I feel that, Mushoku Tensei would be so much higher in the list than a lot of the other stuff.
But again, I don't think these are ranked by value. They're just, here's 10 anime that are really good. Like, they don't care where they put them on the list as long as they're there.
I disagree, because if you look at the number one pick in nearly all of these, right? You've got Dororo, which is, fucking Academy claimed. Well, no, I mean, that's a little too strong. But, it's really highly rated. You've got The Daily Life of the Immortal King, again, really highly rated. Solo Leveling, really highly rated. There's,
Gundam,
like, the first pick is more often than not.
Full Metal Alchemist, Dio.
Yeah.
They're all Tenchi Moyo. They're there's these shows that are genuinely, they probably should be at the top of the picks.
Yeah.
From those particular lists.
So, like, I kind of feel that, again, unfortunately, so going back to Animeology, I kind of feel this is worth saying. I liked the stuff I saw from Animeology, but they had a fundamental flaw with their lists, right? Effectively, each one of the show recommendations, the description of the show was just the first episode or two of the show. It was like a preceded version of what you're going to expect in the show. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because some of the other stuff, like Honest 10, like, they were quite clearly reading from what I would assume was... No, I was actually assuming Annie chart more than anything else. But still, it was it was very roughly cobbled together, and I was just like, what am I fucking listening to? I haven't got a bloody clue. I
also thought that they did a bad job of explaining why a show would stand out, or if a character is overpowered, or in the Magic School one, I think they even had some that were explicitly non-OP, even though it was OP characters that go to Magic School. Yeah.
That was a huge selling point for Watch Mojo, is the fact that at least they even fucking referenced the goddamn title of the video, right? One of the shock factor elements to Animeology is the videos, as soon as they've announced number one,
it's over. Yeah.
It's just insta end, right? No subscribe, no notification, don't hit the bell.
See you next week,
yeah, none of that.
That's actually a bit of a refreshing thing then, I think.
It is. It always kept me on my toes, right? But at the same time, I kind of got a bit of whiplash. Yeah, I got a little bit of whiplash whenever they did it. And I was like, what?
As a stylistic choice, it is different to what everybody else would do. But you can see why that would kind of leave a person going, but...
Where's my nice outro music? Where's my outro card that, with no one talking over it?
Where's my memes?
But that does actually lead me into a good topic for you, Xeno. Okay. Regardless of the channel that made it, was there any of these lists where something on the list, whether it's in the style or whether it's a thing on the list, genuinely made you disappointed in the people making that list?
Yes.
Was it perhaps the top 20 binge-worth anime of the century so far?
Of the century?
Was that the Mojo one?
They're talking about the 2000s and onward. Okay, right.
Yes, of the century so far.
Right.
No, it wasn't that one.
Okay, because that one hit me. I got into that one. I just went, "Why is that even there?" And lost respect for them.
Who is it? Who the F did it? So let me just quickly find it. Yeah, there it is. Right. Okay. Oh, actually, this is the one with the what's it called, a fifth of the video being a sponsored segment. So this is Anime Sensei. Sorry, I'm picking on them a lot, but like,
I'm sure if I'd gotten to that, that's where I lost the will
Justification
live, so.
there.
Right. Top 10 anime where the OPMC hides his demonic power and surprises everyone. Right. The number 10 pick was motherfucking Devilman Crybaby. Right?
That was on my too.
That was on my list. Yeah, that one. The binge-worthy anime of the century so far. Like halfway up the list, Devilman Crybaby. It's not a binge-worthy anime.
No. Right? But the big thing that got to me, and this is just like, I think this was potentially the second thing I'd watched from them, which is why I was just like, nope, you're talking crap out your butt. Was the second pick of the list was The Devil is a Part-Timer. And it's just like, Devil is a Part-Timer does not belong in this list because he barely uses his demonic power. He doesn't have it for the majority of the time. It's not a case of he hides it, he just doesn't have it, right?
He happens to be a devil. He doesn't actually have any power.
Yeah.
Would you say that it's a good action anime?
Oh god. The stupid thing is, right? The video states that the show deserves a sequel. It was released mid-August 2022. The summer 2022 season. As the second season is airing.
Yes.
It's like, do your homework. For fuck's sake!
Unless this is exactly the kind of channel that creates all their content like in a batch and releases it over the course of months.
No, but even then you would fucking know. Like, you would have had to have made this last year up until like autumn last year. So like December last year to not know that The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2 is coming out this year.
Wait. We've just separated the news as an episode.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah.
Couldn't we do that?
What do you mean?
Couldn't we create all our stuff in a block and then release it for weeks?
Technically yes, but that doesn't keep it alive, which is one thing that I like to do.
What?
But
it would prevent the need for me to be on for like taking care of Loz, because he would actually be here for like 6 episodes. Solid.
Yeah. So there was just a number.
That's mean to Loz. I'm sorry, Loz. We love you.
There was just like oh god. Sorry, there was one other list that really struck a nerve, right? Which was, I know it was Honest 10. Yeah, here we go. Top 10 transferred to another world anime, right? I don't know if you watched it.
Just top 10
Nasuth.
isekai.
No, wait for it.
Where's Honest 10?
Did you get to them?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I stopped at yeah, there they are.
Right. Nope. That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, I just want to run through this list to see if you could spot the pattern here, right? So the 10th pick is My Isekai Life, right? The 9th pick is Jahi, right? 8th is Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. 7th is Black Summoner. If you need time to process the information, you know. 6th is Parallel World Pharmacy. 5th is Uncle from Another World. 4th is The Devil is a Part-Timer. 3rd Third is Overlord. Second is your boy Kong Ming. Right? And first was, I think it's the last installment of the Monogatari series. So Zoku Owari Monogatari.
Yes.
Right? What do you notice about that list, Thaylien?
Well, that apart from a couple of them, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole.
Might have been they're all from like the last year.
Yes, that's the other thing.
Closer still. It's the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's this current airing season and some from last season.
Wait, no, Jahi wasn't last season.
Was it?
No, Jahi wasn't.
Jahi was like
winter. Oh, okay. Sorry. Then it's this.
But yeah, it's this year. It's there's nothing.
It's
there's
the last
nothing
year
older.
of anime.
Yeah.
But
it's the top 10 of all time.
And one of them's still
it's not.
running.
Sorry, it's not all time. It's not all time.
We had the news section on one of them not even being able to come out with episode 8.
Yeah.
No, but the majority of these are still running. My Isekai Life, Harem in the Labyrinth, Black Summoner, Parallel World Pharmacy, Uncle from Another World, Devil is a Part-Timer, Overlord. They are all... So 8 of
well, I mean,
the...
you could say...
No, sorry,
say
7. 7 of the 10.
The older seasons, but it's not. It's not.
Oh, fuck off it is. Fuck off it is.
I'm pretty sure they were even showcasing this season in that video.
Yeah, and it's just like... I'm sorry, this is... Right, this is lazy. You have created this list on the top pick, right? And that's what a lot of these lists do. They pick the top thing, and then...
Yeah, they just look at what's popular and make their list based around that. It's not based around what they think. It's based around what they think the community thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just so... I'm sure it's a great way to make money, but it's just so disingenuous.
So on yours there was that. There's the list just completely contained things that you would not want as the main topic because it doesn't actually match the topic. Nasuth, did you have any of the lists that really just went, I do not respect this person at all for making this list?
I mean, Honest 10 is definitely a good pick. I didn't like the way they kept... It's more of a technical issue, but I hated the way they kept fading the music in and out. Like, let's talk about this, and then let's fade the track to nothing, and then fade it right back in to show a clip of the anime. The same track, just and then fade it out again, and fade it back in again. I hated that so much.
I think that was only, like, one of them. Top
I don't
10
think so.
anime... You think it was all of them? Because I know top 10... anime where the underestimated MC is actually overpowered. Seriously, all these fucking titles are the goddamn same.
Yeah. I was going to say, which one of the 5?
Yeah. That one definitely had the fades, because I picked it up myself, but... yeah. Are you trying to find that list?
Oh no, that was already up here. That was this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fruit of Evolution, Seiken Tsuki, yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't the one I was talking
about. Oh, this one?
So, okay.
Maybe. Oh, you've taken the Japanese. Yes, that is that one. It is that one.
Okay, yeah,
right.
yeah. See, I don't know enough of these anime, which is part of the problem. I was mostly grading them on how they presented it, and I didn't like the way that this one, it's so formulaic, and
that's exactly why I went for some of these lists that you found that actually contained a few things. The romance anime where the bad boy falls for the good girl, I hadn't seen half of those.
Yeah.
The top 10 harem anime that you need to watch, I watched that one specifically for Xeno because of last week's episode, with his list of harem anime that he quite enjoys. And yeah, I was not disappointed because the very first one on that list was Monster Musume. Which, yes, that's one that everybody needs to watch at some point.
I also didn't like the way that Otaku Sensei, like, he would keep all the information on the screen, which was cool, but he also had, like, an ad on the screen the whole time, and then shrank the video down to like a corner, like partially corner of the screen. I was like,
did I?
Why?
Yes, I did actually watch those. Yeah, no, I remember that. I didn't like that either. I
would have rather had the ad like in the corner over the video, and have the video full screen.
Periodically just appear. Yeah, just have it periodically appear during the course of the video.
Yeah.
Does it really need to be there permanently on the screen? Especially when this thing in the top right-hand corner is trying to draw your attention constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want to look away from it, especially towards the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
Ugh.
I will
say, as for content, like though, the actual lists, I aside from ones where they explicitly said like, or I knew that a character wasn't OP and they said it was OP. You know, that's about that, but that didn't happen too often because I don't watch enough of these types of anime that they're usually listing.
Okay. So I did. Yes, no, I've actually got the Otaku Sensei one in front of me. I did actually take notes for it. The thing that shocked me the most about Otaku Sensei, the 8th pick, right, was it was Tri-Age X, right?
Oh, somebody wrote for some reason the person who took I grabbed these out of the
chapters.
No, I grabbed them out of the description. Or no, people talking in the comments. And somebody put Triangle X instead of Tri-Age X.
right. No. Here's the thing, right. Do me a favor. Take the N and the L out of that name.
Triage
what
X?
Does that say? It's Triage X, right? And it was just like the person goes, Tri-Age X. and so...
Are they taking lessons from Sheldon Carter, reading out names from the Platinum winners?
No, like, don't get me wrong. I'm.
Maybe if they don't know what triage is, yeah, maybe.
So on a slightly different tangent, I was having Nasuth and I were talking via DM, and one of the things that Nasuth pointed out was the antithesis of something. I can't remember what it was specifically, but I read it as the antithesis, and then I realized like no, that's antithesis. Never mind. Shut up, stupid brain. There it is.
Yes. Yes. It was because Rick and Morty are doing an ad for God of War. So
I was just like, but the fact that people don't like check that these names, how they pronounce the names and things, I've done it before, right? But it's like, maybe get people to review the footage before you...
I mean, it's easy enough for me and Xeno to get things wrong because we both suffer from dyslexia. So
yeah,
we can read something wrong even though we've rehearsed it.
Yes,
in our heads. But at the same time, we still correct ourselves and get it right again.
Well, I think
that means even cutting and redoing.
Yeah. I think for you, Xeno, technically antithesis probably is based off of antithesis. Like, it is the opposite of a thesis.
But it isn't anti-hyphen thesis.
No, it's antithesis. Yeah, we've made it antithesis over the years. Yeah.
The big thing for me, right? I think the most disappointing thing out of every single one of these lists, right? Even the Mecha one, right, which did have Evangelion,
of course,
was the lack of older stuff, right?
Yep. Again, I pointed that out on one of them because it was so notable. Like,
but no, okay. So, actually, the Mecha one did surprise me because Nice Sidonia, Galgai Gar, Big O,
Galgai Gar, yeah, Big
Macross, then yes, Ava, and then Gundam being the panoply of the things. But those first ones, even though they're low on the list, the fact they're there at all, some of them. I mean, it's obviously a really good show, but I could probably name on my hands the number of people I know directly that have watched the Big O. I mean, not including you guys here.
I actually just watched it again recently.
Exactly.
In Japanese.
It's very well done. But that's the thing. Is some of these shows really are... they are synonymous with the genre, but they are the minority, actual old shows getting into these lists.
Yeah.
Because they don't hit the algorithm the same way. You said it yourself. Not as many people know about them, so they're not going to hit the algorithm with their tags and stuff.
But even so, like, look, Kill la Kill, right? We've got it on screen right now. One of the biggest iconic shows to have come out within the last decade, right?
I know it made it into one of these. There it is.
Oh, did it?
AniTube's top 20 best action anime of all time, which is one of the ones I actually liked because it listed.
Right.
Well, actually, I didn't like it. I lied. Haha. But it does list. It's got Castlevania, Dorohedoro, Akira, Gintama, Kill la Kill. Yeah, JoJo.
Yeah.
It also got onto the Watch Mojo's top 20 binge-worth anime of the century so far.
Did it?
Yeah. Where is that on there? 1, 2.
Oh no, I watched the most addictive one. That was it.
Yeah, it fell in between on their one between Kuroko no Basket and Erased on their list.
Oh, Erased. But the point, I think the point remains.
Just below Mushoku Tensei as well.
But I think the point remains that it's on so few lists.
Yeah, and yet you have stuff that is has a lot of hype behind it, like Devilman Crybaby, and I'm not going to shit on it right now. But regardless of that fact, the number of items in a list, like this is such subpar stuff. Fruit of Evolution being in one of the top 10 picks for best harem, right?
Oh, was it for best harem? Oh,
yeah,
dear.
top 10. So this is Honest 10's top 10 isekai harem anime where the MC is OP and surprises everyone.
Oh, that's why. It's because the MC is OP.
Oh, fuck off. The MC is OP in fucking everything, right?
I know.
Exactly.
10th pick.
Well,
fucking Fruit of Evolution, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't have put Kazuma in, but I mean, like, still, fucking, oh, wait, no, I read that wrong. Yeah, like, fucking the realist hero and how he rebuilt the kingdom, like.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Being smarter doesn't make you OP.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even fucking call him smart.
Unless it's just specifically something that's just pitting people that are smart against people that are smart, which does happen occasionally. You see a few anime about that, but no.
Yeah, and the top pick of that list, the goddamn top pick of that list, fucking Moonlight Fantasy.
Oh,
like they have fucking what's it called? How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Yeah,
in this list.
When you talk about an overpowered character, I don't think they're just a little stronger. I think they're a lot stronger. And like, isn't even Greatest Demon Lord reborn as a typical nobody? Isn't he? He's strong,
literally
but he's not
the most powerful.
Right,
but he's not like super strong. He's just strong.
Here's the thing, right?
As far as I understand.
We did Notice Me Senpai, and the question came up, right? In Notice Me Senpai, which comes out tomorrow on my channel. How many how many of the opposite sex does it take to count as a harem, right? And I
need to ask my Turkish friend.
4 noobs, right? 4 basement dwelling weebs, right?
I live on the first floor.
Yeah, but it's really a basement of another floor, right? It's just an upside down basement. Anyway, the what's it called? The point is, we all unanimously agreed the answer was 3, right? You need
Except
3.
for Nasuth, who said 2.5 in case of a stepsister.
No, that was Scarlet. That was Scarlet.
That was Scarlet.
Nasuth technically said 100 or 99 or something crazy.
Like that, yeah.
Because
Right.
that was Nasuth. Classic Nasuth.
I should have said 69.
Nice.
Anyway, so the whole point is you can't do it with one character. And if this person had actually fucking watched Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World, they would know there is no fucking harem.
Yup.
Yet. Right, well, he's got to fucking pick up another 2 girls within 3-4 episodes?
Oh,
right?
technically it is isekai / harem anime.
No, I think it's both. Isekai, harem anime.
Oh, isekai and harem. Okay.
Yeah, because they're all isekai and they're... Yeah, it's just like...
Does World's Finest Assassin have an harem?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't know.
Jeez.
Like, literally, you know, as soon as he clears out the first girl, as it were.
Oh, right, because he has them run his shop for him. That's right. That's right. I heard. Yeah, I remember.
There. There's the one that he's training up as his own student. There's the girl in the other kingdom. There's 3 of them, definitely, and it could be more.
I'd argue that Otome Game doesn't.
Otome Game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's only 2 female love interests, or maybe
see, that's just a love triangle. That's not a harem.
Yeah, exactly. What's it called?
Competition at that point.
Yeah.
The greatest... I can't speak of the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. I think that only has 2 as well.
2 as well in that one.
You know, the only one...
at the end of it, suddenly one of the other girls also falls in, but the rest of it is just like random classroom hijinks style of harem where all the girls are suddenly into him.
The only ones that really fit this list are Fruit of Evolution, that I know of personally. Fruit of Evolution.
It's certainly not Moonlight Fantasy, because that's only got 2 as well.
Yeah. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. Those are the only 2 that I know of personally. Maybe How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, but it's only by the end of the...
That's 2, technically 3, but...
By the end of the season, though.
2.5.
I think that also falls into the 2.5.
Yeah, so it's just like... I'm sorry, this... Oh, God, this is what bugs me. It doesn't feel like
just
anyone
an excuse
cares.
for them... Yeah, it's just an excuse for them to list anime.
It's just an excuse to produce... Right. Okay. Do you, any of you have any more points you want to raise and or add?
Where are you taking this now, Xeno?
The biggest thing that I discovered when it came to these lists, and it has nothing to do with the content itself.
My God.
Okay.
So, do you guys have anything you want to talk about first?
The migratory patterns of tree frogs, but I think we should say that for another episode.
Probably.
Oh yeah, so I did the same thing you did, where I got like the last 10 of each one that I watched, and you're right, they're all just the same thing for the most part.
Yeah.
I think the only ones that may have been better were like down at the very bottom with Otaku Sensei and AniTube, the smaller ones that only have like 1 or 2 videos a week or whatever.
I only really compared Anime Sensei, Animeology, and I think Honest 10, and I think all of them had this, and it pissed me off to no end. The thumbnails were just a still from an anime.
Oh yeah. I think that's all of these.
With the amount of time and effort that we put into our thumbnails, seriously, it just makes it seem stupid that these guys are getting this amount of traffic.
Yeah, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, just look at all these. These are all everyone that I've scrolled past, just a still from an anime.
Right.
I can seamlessly put Goblin Slayer into the Luke, I Am Your Father scene from Star Wars, and these guys
they just get away with the laziest garbage. Yeah.
What in the hell?
Okay. So, question, how did you feel about any of these top 10 that did not have the audio from the show, but had subtitles in the footage? How did you guys feel about that?
I don't think I
Okay.
I don't think I saw that.
That
Oh,
was,
I did see that once when they it was one show that they had. I think it was One Punch Man, where they had to mute the audio. But everything else in that video had audio. I think.
I think that popped up in the big the top 20 lists a lot that I watched. So things like One Punch, Sword Art Online, Bleach, because it's coming back as the new series this year. These shows where they are cracking down on the IP. So there are a few of them, and I think to do things for them. But at the same time, if it's so unsafe for them to be using that content, then why are they making that list?
Yeah. So Otaku Sensei did it. Honest 10 did it. I'm pretty sure Animeology did it. I don't think Anime Sensei did. So many of them had subtitles.
I do remember subtitles in a lot of them, but I also swear there was audio, just Japanese audio.
Only at certain points, but there was footage. There were scenes with footage that there was no Japanese audio. It was just subtitles. And in all honesty, it cheapened the experience for me.
Yeah. If you're gonna show clips,
in the better ones,
yeah.
In the better ones, that subtitles was usually because they were talking over the top of them. I think I only encountered one where they showed the scene from the anime and it contained absolutely no sound whatsoever. There was no reference to what they were talking about. So I think that might have been a bad edit due to somebody having claimed it and them having to,
where they just mute the audio. Yeah.
Potentially.
But how do you feel about them talking over video? Should they have subtitles in the videos where they're in the parts where they're talking over it, or should it just be clean footage?
I think it should be clean.
Yeah,
I think
there is that. I'm with you on that one. Yes.
Because now you're going to be distracted by trying to read the subtitles, right?
Yeah. It's one of the
plot twist. Xeno's just going deaf.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
No. I can still hear the audio of the narrators, but fuck you.
Later, dear.
Oh, you heard that then. So that's one of the biggest faults that one of the biggest problems that my dad has is like when he sees the subtitles, he feels this need to read them, right? And even if the thing's dubbed, right, he still has this impulse to just read the subtitles. So often he asks to turn off the subtitles, but so I don't think it's particularly good, especially considering the majority of this stuff is modern day stuff where, if you're using Handbrake to convert the footage to make it into a video, you just gotta turn off the subtitles. It's not fucking hard. It's not rocket science. Oh no, a checkbox. Whatever will I do?
Well, I don't know. It's how we stop AI from getting onto things. I am not a robot.
Wait until they learn how to check that box.
So what, you think that all this footage is put together by an AI? Could you just imagine?
It's like the Spider-Man and Elsa phase of YouTube. That was all AI generated content.
Exactly. And the ones that the AI artists at the moment, they're literally generating artwork. Thaylien Mini, but also there's literally a massive project going on to design an actual AI that can art. Yes, and create original pieces, not from any prompts. Just go.
Interesting.
And create art pieces. But still.
So my big surprise that Xeno's top 10 big surprises that shocked no one.
AI can paint a tick box.
No, fair enough. The big thing that I thought was really incredible is, so YouTube introduced, I'm not entirely sure when, I want to say within the last year, they introduced this graphing system on the index on the track that shows you where the peaks and troughs of the interactions of the footage are.
It's very fun, actually, because they stole it from Orange YouTube.
I don't know what Orange YouTube is, but don't care.
Is that like RebTube?
No. Don't Google that at work. Anyway, so
it's a place that is sort of at the hub of certain events.
So the important part of this is the fact that you could see the peaks and troughs of the interactions within these top 10. And some of the top 10 were great when they actually had chaptering. It would be nicer if they had complete chapters. Mm-hmm. But the best part was you could see where the chapters were because of the peaks in the interactions, right? Which made me think people would just get the items from the list and then fuck off to watch something else.
Yep. They don't want to hear why. Right? They just want to hear what it is.
Just give me a list, and I can't be bothered, right? And I was shocked that nearly every single one of these videos had this engagement. So much of it is just padding, just filler, right?
To hit that 10-minute mark for advertisements.
Just to hit, but no one cares, and people are just there to get the names of the shows and fuck off.
You could just release a tier list image on Reddit and get the same result.
Yep.
Without the money.
Well, without the ad revenue.
You wouldn't get ad revenue.
Yeah.
Get karma.
So, that I found a bit surprising. A bit. Right. Do you guys have anything else you want to follow this up with?
No, I mean, the only real thing is, okay, what we've already asked, what I've already asked, was there any list that you had that made you want to watch a show? So let's just go one deeper on that. What show do you now want to watch specifically because of having watched one of these lists? Just name a show that this actually has made you want to watch. As for me, it was in that harem anime that you need to watch. Was the show Outbreak Company, which for some reason I haven't watched already.
I can't remember which one that one was. I know it was quite low on their list.
Oh, it was like 6 or 5.
That's low.
50% isn't low.
Low for me. Oh god, yeah. So whose was this? Was this anime? Yeah, so this was Animeology. I couldn't actually finish that list. So top 10 harem that you need to watch. I couldn't finish it because it was read like bloody Will Shatner. I couldn't do it. I couldn't finish it. I was like, just read your full sentences for the love of fucking God. So I only got Outbreak Company was 7th
Outbreak
pick.
Company. Just to give you guys a quick My Anime List breakdown of that one, it's similar to an isekai, but it's more along the lines of Gate, and so the JSDF fought, where the main character answered a quiz to get a job for being a shut-in otaku character. Basically, they were looking for an otaku for a job. And he's kidnapped and transported by the army to the Eldant Empire, a fantasy world filled with, elves, dragons, dwarves. And he's given the unlikely task of actually spreading culture to this new world. So he wants to, but they want to, because apparently it's one of their greatest exports, they want to spread otaku culture to this. And of course, in this other world, he's new and fascinating, and he's given the full support of the Japanese government to do so. So it's all. I like the premise of this one as far as harem anime go, because it really is a throw a character into the water rather than doing a fish out of water. Throw him in at the deep end and see how he swims.
The only two that, as I said before, the only two that struck my fancy were Armed Girls, Machiavellianism. I think that's right. And oh god, was it The Last Crusade? Sorry, Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World. Like, those were the only two that I wanted to watch. I did watch them, and I was seriously left wanting. Right? To the point of, you know, we've spoken about Golden Kinway in the news, earlier this week, and I'm just like, Nasuth, we need to stop what we're doing and watch Golden Kinway.
Yeah, because that's a damn good series.
Well, we just finished what you call it? Steins Gate. So it's perfect. I was thinking of doing Vinland Saga, but I think we'll do Golden Kinway.
Yeah.
Nasuth, you've already got this long list of anime that you want to watch.
Oh god, tell me about it.
And was there one that really caught your eye though? That you just I'm adding that to the list, not at the top, just like 2 or 3 down.
Yeah, I don't remember what Kabinari of the Iron Fortress is. All
right.
But I think I'd like to check that out.
No. You have to watch Kabinari Line Barrels first, for the love of God.
Okay,
Did they
all right, whatever.
Seriously? Oh my god, they fucking recommended the second, so they did an OVA. They did a 3-episode OVA, right? Which is Kabinari of the Iron Fortress, because Netflix doesn't have access to the main series, right? You need to watch the main series first. It is so goddamn good.
So they probably only picked stuff that people can actually watch on stuff like Netflix. Okay.
To be fair, looking at that list, it looks,
I'm also interested in Sword of the Stranger, I think. Although again, I don't really remember what it's about. And then World Trigger. I remember that the sound of that being interesting.
I hear all these people saying that we should watch this Attack on Titan thing, and I just
no. I hate that is on all these lists. No,
it is on like so many lists.
The first season's great, but then everything else just falls apart.
The only list I saw that on that actually fit was the top 10 disgusting anime deaths. Where they had being eaten by ants, skinned alive by demons, eaten by demons, crushed by armored teeth, titans, cats, poison frogs, acid, being made into a cartridge, and I will never forgive Made in the Abyss for doing that.
Yes, right.
And
have you been watching the season, right?
Butterflies.
Right, so here's the big thing that truly shocks me about that, that Watch Mojo list, right? How the F was Gantz not on that list?
Oh, because
it was on somebody else's list, I think.
That's not even acceptable for most YouTube content.
Right.
I think Gantz crops up as a thing that, one of those things that YouTube doesn't like.
Same with oh god,
I read the manga. Okay, that was bad enough.
There's so many things that I felt were so much worse. Like the acid one, I thought was great. That's right? It was good to be in that list, right?
Yes.
But things like the whole ants thing, I was like, no, that's implied. You don't see anything, right?
That's fairly disgusting, though.
Implied, sure. It was only the latter half of the list. The 1 to 5.
Though, Edith and deities being skinned alive is because you actually see the results of that one.
Lame.
Could have put Genocyber on the list, but they didn't.
She wears the character's face to answer the door.
No, I didn't. There's so many of them are just no, this is weak.
Oh yeah, but the bad CGI butterflies though, that was a really good one.
And how do they not have X-Arm?
But no, that one, because not only is the anime itself terrible, but imagine the sheer outrage after your death of having yourself have the liquid sucked out of your body while you were going for a pee.
Yeah.
By those CGI butterflies that were so fucking terrible.
Was High School of the Dead in that list?
No.
Again, the first couple of episodes of High School of the Dead should have easily made that list.
Actually, I will say, one of the ones.
Akira had a couple of really gruesome deaths in it.
because there was the but High School of the Dead got me with that one moment. It was just like a 4-second moment in it, which is two kids running away, and they say, "We'll make it. We'll be friends forever." And then one of them gets tripped up on the stairs, and the zombies coming up behind her, and immediately her friend screams and leaves her there to die.
Yep.
And you see her get attacked by zombies.
Yeah.
And that gets me not just that gets me on a mental level, not just that's a cerebral one, where the second that your person you're with gets attacked, you dump them and run for safety yourself. And you still don't even manage to save yourself.
Even Nasuth just said it. Like, Akira. How is Akira not on this list?
I mean, a girl gets crushed to death in... Yeah, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, I want to ask you, right? If you were to see these top 10 lists, what would you hope to see... what would you prefer to see as part of a top 10 list?
Okay, that's a good one.
You mean an actual anime, or just in general?
No. So like
structure and whatnot.
Structure, yeah. So like, okay. So for example, for me personally, simplify the title. Don't you can make the titles personal. So you could say Xeno's top 10 anime of the 90s. You could say Xeno's top 10 harem anime, right? Xeno's top 10 redhead characters in anime, right? You could you know.
They're making them too specific, yeah.
Don't overcomplicate the situation by saying adventure anime with an overpowered MC that surprises everyone, right?
In another world with their smartphone.
Yeah, there is no way to populate that list because it is far too specific, right?
Yeah, well, actually, that's the weird thing about the isekai genre, is that you can with something that specific.
Really?
Yeah, badly, but you can.
Ah, well, I mean, I meant goodly, so...
Yeah, so, no, okay, so if I had to see something in a top 10 list, I would like to see more people doing stuff on emotional level.
Yes.
So, like, titles like Top 10 anime with flights of fancy.
What would that...
So that would be anime where a specific scene or a specific aspect of it is high fantasy escapism rather than just, action adventure or comedy. Something that actually makes you feel like... I say that because Paprika popped up on the screen.
Yeah.
And there is a scene in Paprika specifically where she enters a dream, skydiving through, falls through a cloud, and becomes Sun Wukong.
Yeah,
riding his cloud, and that scene from that film is one of my favorite scenes in animation because the music sets it off, the theme of it sets me off, the difference in perspective from how you approach the entry to an entrance to a scenario. It has that fantastic twist. So if there's anime with scenes that do that, I'd like to see more people discussing these things that make them feel something different from the regular anime.
Nasuth, do you have anything that you would like to see in a list as a quality of structure?
So if we're trying to hit the 10-minute mark at the very least, I would say 10 and a half minutes. You have 15 minutes for your intro, 15 minutes for your outro, if you decide you want to do those.
Minutes?
And then... 15 seconds, yes.
Sure.
My gosh. And then, so it's a 10 and a half minute video. And then you spend a minute on each anime, and you can spend up to 30 seconds describing what the anime is, but then you have to fill the rest of that minute with why it's meaningful to you and why it should be on this list. Because not enough of them do that. Like, I want to know about the anime, but I also want to know why it resonates with this person, why it's on this list.
Yes, why the person that's actually making the video likes this show.
So we're not. Let's ignore the time restraints.
Okay, yeah, that's
so
fine.
You've got. So we're talking about. I think you're saying 4 parts for each item in this list: the name, the reason. Sorry,
the
help me out.
qualification.
the qualification.
So the first 30 seconds would be the name, what it's about.
Ignore. Right. So the name, what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how it hits the theme.
And what it means. Yeah. How it hits the theme and what it means to you.
Yes. How it hits the theme.
Right.
But then have a section specifically why the creator is choosing this one.
Yes.
Yes, it hits the theme, but why have you chosen it here?
Right. So, name, description, how it hits the theme, why have you put it here?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that works for me, right? Because as I said before, MDRLOz, even though I liked their videos because there were no nonsense, the weakest point was the fact that they were just describing the events of the first 1 or 2 episodes, right? So I totally get that. But at the same time, I also appreciate the fact that they're not just reading out the script, the synopsis from like anime, AniChart or something like that.
It should be your own description of what the series is, what the show is.
Sure, and of course your own personal reason to why. I kind of feel that like for a lot of these channels that would really mess with them, because I'm pretty sure that the majority of these channels have not watched 90% of what they're recommending.
Yep,
right?
They're just throwing it on there because it's popular right now.
It's well, no, I think it's just currently airing. Yeah. Like if it more often than not, it felt like that they were like, okay, that fits the list, that top one, right? But the rest of it doesn't, right? Actually, one list that I did think was worthwhile from MDRLOz was top 10 best anime where the OPMC goes to magic school. Everything in that list was actually a fucking magic school, right?
How unusual.
I know.
Swear there was one in there that wasn't.
No, that was it. You just went past
Magic School episode, even. Oh no, it was that they're explicitly non-OP. So this was OP characters that go to Magic School, and some of them were not OP.
So they were all Magic School, but some of them.
I don't know which ones those would be, because all the ones that I have personally seen out of that list were OP. I know for a fact they were OP. So maybe
I think maybe they weren't OP before they went to Magic School, but they came out of it OP. That might have been why I wrote that. Again, I don't remember what all was in the list, but that may have been why I wrote it. Why I put that down.
Again, misrip from the Demon King Academy. It's hilarious. I will kill you with my heartbeat. Right?
Can you feel that?
Can you feel
not a
my
spell.
heartbeat?
That's just my heartbeat.
Right. Okay. I think we're at a good place now.
You think we've milked this dry?
Much like those lists do.
Oh yes.
I think we've covered a lot. I think we've got a bit of a rant, and I think Thaylien's got his work cut out for him. So I think it's time that we move on with the rest of the show.
Very good.
Oh yes. Would this in fact be the support questions?
It would be, in fact, the support questions. And it's really convenient that so we had to delay the recording of this episode because for various different reasons. And
but basically for me to be able to replace Loz.
Sure, let's go into that.
Yeah.
But the big thing was that every Monday, I have a bot that clears out the spoiler questions, but Zrugel, luckily, fucking wrote them down. So
Zrugel did.
Nasuth did.
Thank you,
Screen.
Thank you, Zrugel.
Zrugel's right there. That's why he's done it. It's just,
yeah, good old Zrugel. Anyway, so Zrugel
nobody else
asks,
can see him. It's off screen. We've got something else over there. We're professionals.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
Reading hard, okay? So Zrugel asks, oh, right. Before we start the supporter questions, I should promote the supporter program itself and say, if you're not a supporter, please consider helping out. It's just $1 or £1 a month, and it helps out a lot. All the money goes to the editors. I promise not to spend any of it on myself. I won't even buy pants with it. Not even not if my co-hosts beg me to. It is so true, right?
We tried getting him in pants. He just won't do it. He just won't.
Yeah, but
like in Kung Fu Panda.
In all honesty, I'm winning the pooing it. So, in all honesty, the one thing that I want to do is expand out Noticeably Senpai, which requires hiring, modelers, hiring level designers, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's not cheap. Right now, Noticeably Senpai does not make back the money that goes into it. Half of it has to be subsidized by me. So, but if there is enough money, that money will be put aside to help improve the production of the episode. So, or I could give someone a certain pay rise. No. Okay.
No.
So, Zrugel also asks, what is a non-anime movie that you'd love to see if it were adapted to animation? Predator.
Alien.
Oh, damn, I was also thinking Aliens, but yeah.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
The actual one where they came
with
up
Bob
with Mario and Luigi Mario.
Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. Yep.
Which we know is actually wrong because Mario is Japanese, right? So he actually tells us...
he's Italian.
It's me, Mario.
Yes, it's Itsumi Mario.
Yeah, Itsumi Mario.
He's Italian.
That's his surname, Itsumi.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, so moving on to the next one. Hunt the Wampus, but it's Nasuth, asks, if you could take any real-world period of history and dramatize it as an anime, what era would it be, and would you keep it mostly realistic or take vast liberties with it? Oh, fuck.
I would take the railroad era of America, where they're laying all the railroads. I'd take vast liberties with it so that we could tie it into the Back to the Future franchise.
Oh, hell yeah. Wait, haven't they already done that?
Not as an anime.
No, there was the 90s cartoon.
What?
Yes, but that doesn't count. That's a 90s cartoon with Back to the Future. It's not actually a dramatization of the American Railroad era.
Fair. See, this is where Xeno learned that there was a 90s Back to the Future cartoon.
Yeah, fuck, I did. Trying hard to think. What would I do?
I would do the era.
Fucking weird.
You know how they're finding all those cave paintings in France? I would do that era. So basically, right around the Stone Age, early whatever age, and it would have vast liberties because it would be a superpowered shonen fighting anime, where they would alternately they'd have to draw things in the air in order to actually project their power.
Summon their animal companions and things.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yes. Yeah.
And they would always look slightly weird because they had to be cave painting style.
Yeah, so, exactly.
And like Ruby's Dust, but it's ochre paints instead.
It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but instead of summoning their stands, they have to paint them.
Yes, into the air.
Yeah.
So the one for me, which is like I was very tempted to say the conflict of the 300, where it's Sparta versus the Persians.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right? I was. That's not what I'm going for, though. I want to see. I can't specifically pin something down, but part of the Roman Empire, right? I want to see something where the Roman Empire.
At its height or during its decline?
Ooh, I know a good one. It's a good one for you.
Hold on. Let me finish, because mine might blow yours out of the water. I kind of want to say at its peak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at the cusp of its decline.
Yes.
But the thing that I really want to see, I suppose, is in a very so I want artistically very JoJo, but I think the combat would be very Dragon Ball Z, right? I would love to see an anime depiction of Asterisk and Obelisk.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, that was it. I was going to say, you could take it super seriously, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff. You could do the end of the reign of Caligula.
Right.
Because that guy was horrible. He busted out the back of temples to make them his front door. He attended parties to completely naked, covered in gold paint, to pretend he was Apollo. He would take people out of the world. So if somebody they have a dress-up party where people would dress up as senators would dress up as slave guys, and vice versa. And one of the terrifying things about him is he'd take people's words literally. So if somebody said, "I am your servant," and he would say, "Well, guards, take him away, put him in chains. He's now my slave." And he'd do that to anybody. And he died when he decided he was going to completely remake the city, and in order to basically save the people of Rome, all of his guards decided to kill him at once. It's like the death of Caesar, except these were the Germani, the guards, the really big hulking northerners. So you could probably get a proper Dragon Ball Z fight out of that. Because
I'm surprised
the Roman emperors were descended from the gods, so there could be godly powers involved.
I'm surprised you didn't go for a slice of life anime.
No, dramatization. How the fuck do you dramatize a slice of life show?
I mean, Kobayashi.
Less Dragon Tale. Less Dragon Tale. More having to deal with girls that can't understand why you wouldn't want to transform with gigantic boobs.
It's a Colosseum fight, but instead of fighting animals, they're fighting each other in skimpy clothing, and whoever wins gets the favor of the emperor.
So
and
moving
to
on
kill
to
a few Christians.
So moving on to the next question. Hunt the Wumpus, but it's Nasuth, also asks, when you fall behind on an anime, do you find it hard to catch up again?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
More often than not, I just flat out drop it, because if I kind of fell behind, it is for a reason.
Yeah, it's because it was slowing down and wasn't keeping my attention.
Yeah. So, the legendary oven friend asks, with Overlord Season 4 running and still no sign of the plot. I misread the name on purpose.
Good cover. Good cover.
With Overlord Season 4 running and still no sign of a plot ever actually emerging in a cohesive fashion, we must ask another question of it. As powerful as the main character is, we know he couldn't beat Goku, but could he at least beat Krillin?
I mean, he can basically pause time and buff up, so maybe?
Yeah, but so could some of the Dragon Ball Z villains.
That's true. Wait. Dio's in Overlord?
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And the answer is no, he couldn't.
Guldo's in Overlord.
He couldn't beat Krillin. However, Krillin would just end up losing anyway. So
he could beat Yamcha though.
Oh, he'd definitely beat Yamcha.
Well, that's because Yamcha's dead. Actually, that means
he's not. Not in Super. Not in Super. He's not.
I've not seen him in Super.
He got better.
Anyway, the legendary oven friend also asks, in a completely different twist, I now want the cast to consider some of the greatest and most iconic live-action movies of all time, such as The Hunt for the Red October, or Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Jaws, or The Princess Bride. If you could turn a live-action movie of that caliber into an anime, which one would it be? Okay, so I think
we did our first picks earlier, which is Alien and
Predator. And,
yes, but
and whatever Nasuth
What about these other ones? What about these really big ones?
So the one that I would actually go for, and you might shoot me down for it, but I genuinely think it is that good a movie on this caliber, is Shooter, the Mark Wahlberg one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm not entirely supporting you, but I'm with you.
I mean, either that or crap. Which was the Chris Pine? Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
Oh, Jack Reacher.
No, Jack Reacher was the Tom
Jack
Cruise.
Reacher round.
Oh, yeah, that's the Tom Cruise.
No,
one.
that's the.
no, yeah.
Chuck Tingle
Yeah.
one.
So I would say either Shooter or Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit.
I honestly want to see some of the early James Bond films redone.
Yeah.
With those tense scenes playing cards against the villain, or with lasers coming down. Is it no, Mr. Bond? I expect you to die.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You could get some proper threatening scenes going on there, and of course, the anime fan service with the Bond girls would be even more than the Bond movies were in the first place.
Do you know, the one movie that really struck me as off kilter with Bond was Goldfinger, when Bond saw in the reflection of a woman's eye the assassin sneaking up behind him.
Yes, but you could pull that off with anime eyes because they are 5 times the size of a regular eyeball.
And super reflective.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
For me, I think Last of the Starfighters would be great. Also, Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Okay. Yeah. I like Last of the Starfighters. I like that idea.
Yeah, Last of the Starfighters would be great. Or have you seen, for another series, because Plan 9 is obviously the goofy answer, have you seen Flight of the Navigator?
Yes.
That one would also be a really good anime.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Should we move down?
Considering that the plot of that one ended up being very, very small, didn't it? They didn't really get a lot done. It was just
it was mostly just exploration. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a movie about a concept that didn't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I feel it was remade. It would need to go somewhere. It had to have.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. We'd have to find out more about the aliens that made the ship.
Right. So moving on to the comments. So Strombus Voidshell says, "Nice, my favorite anime podcast. With a guest, I assume you'll introduce him.
Yeah.
And I assume you'll talk about my most memorable villain, Nuraku?
Yeah, I can't remember where that's from. Nuraku.
Or maybe the anti-villain who thought he'd be a hero like Light Yagami.
No,
wait.
No, Light Yagami. No. He's not good at anything.
No. Isn't that an anti-hero?
Yes, the anti-villain who thought he was a hero. No, he's a villain that isn't. That thinks he isn't a villain.
No, but
he's a villain who wanted to be a hero, so he's an anti-villain.
An anti-hero is somebody who is a hero but doesn't do, like, they're more of a chaotic.
They act like a villain.
A lawful,
to do it.
Yeah. But an anti-villain would be someone that doesn't kill. Yeah, because an anti-hero kills. Yeah, that's the huge definition.
Yeah, that's
true.
Anti-hero does but an anti-hero achieves heroic goals in the way that a villain would. But an anti-villain is achieving villain goals in the way that a hero would.
Yeah, so it wouldn't kill.
So, you wouldn't. I don't know.
Anyway,
for the greater good,
later. Later, Strombus Shell also says, "Arg, a heroes and villains episode. And no Goku, no Izuku Midoriya, no Ichigo Kurosaki, no Kilroy Mustang. I sit here silently judging you from behind my keyboard, good sirs. I'm sorry, Goku is too flat a character. Izuku Midoriya just drives me up the wall with his incessant thinking and then getting better. Ichigo Kurosaki I could give you. Roy Mustang, I mean, I'd rather pick Ed.
Yeah. I'd also like to say that it wasn't heroes and villains, it was protagonists and antagonists. Which is a different... I mean, yes, heroes are generally protagonists and villains are generally antagonists, but... It's not just related to that. It's not just confined to that.
I mean, heck, the early Dragon Ball Z stuff, Gohan was supposed to be the protagonist, but he just couldn't seem to get away from Goku. He was the hero.
But the thing is, like, what can you tell me about Goku apart from he fight good?
Yeah. I want to fight the strong guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he eat lots. He fights good. He eat lots. He runs a tractor.
And he has a
No, he flies a tractor.
And he can't drive a car. And neither can Piccolo.
I love the fact that when Chi-Chi turns up to the thing, to the performance of Mr. Satan, and he's like, "Oh, quick, punch me!" And he's like, "Oh no, I forgot my tractor."
Yeah.
He punched me so hard, I'm flying away. Oh no, I forgot my tractor.
Yep. So Zrugul says, "I've heard nothing good about Resident Evil series that was on Netflix." Oh, I really liked it. Honestly, I really enjoyed it.
I haven't heard anything good about it aside from Xeno, but yeah.
Have any of you watched it?
Nope. I don't think Zrugul has either.
So I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay. If I haven't heard good things, I wouldn't be watching it.
The critics liked it.
With a Netflix anime.
Zrugul also says the current streak of episodes that have not mentioned Made in Abyss 0.
We even did it in this episode.
This does not count. This does not, like, you cannot.
No, not this. We talked about it earlier. We talked about it earlier.
I know, but you can't count me reading that out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I love pineapple on pizza in all its forms. Fight me. I fucking will.
You heard it here. Xeno likes pineapple on pizza in all its forms.
No, fuck off.
Handbags at dawn. There, Zrugul. I will fight you on that one.
Yeah, horrible. Anyway, so it's the best time of the week. It's time for the memes. So, oh dear God, I'm pretty sure I did set these up. Right.
You better have.
So, I'm pretty sure I did. So,
what?
This is why we can't have nice things, Nasuth. This is why we can't have nice things.
That's not supposed to
happen.
How
did you break it? How did you break it?
I don't know. Why is the news? Oh, because somehow we're down in.
You swapped.
Somehow it swapped. I don't know how it swapped, but it swapped.
I have just realised, Nasuth, that this is a very bad setup for you with the thing on the side there. Because I could literally just do this, and I could be puppeteering you.
Anyway,
like Kermit the Frog has at the time, finally finds what he was actually.
Oh, did you see that Kermit the Frog?
Up his arse all those years.
Did you see that?
Memes, memes,
yes,
memes.
Pokemon games, Pika Pika, Digimon games. You may think of those around you as friends, but perhaps you're actually alone.
Oof.
Digimon apparently gets. I've never really watched it, but it gets really dark in some of the series.
Oh yeah,
it does. Yeah.
It's a shame that Loz isn't here for this one. That was the pool. What is your wisdom? Suck titties, spend fitties, drop colonies.
Oh my God! I saw this one. I thought, don't know if I could do this one. Yeah,
I went for it.
They're brilliant.
I always go for it. The Big Three Philippines edition. Obviously, that's Naruto. That's One Piece, and that is Bleach. Bleach.
Oh my God.
If I had a nickel for every time this season a character did the that pose, I would have 3 nickels. 3 nickels. But it's weird it happened thrice.
So Call of the Night. I don't know what the second one is or the third one.
Yeah, I don't know either, but still funny. That was 4? Yes, 5.
No.
Eren Yeager, I sleep. Faputa, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Made in Abyss.
So we've got Ari Furuta.
Oh,
show me the real isekai anime. Shield Hero. I saw the real isekai. Dungeons and Dragons. Perfection.
Fuck you so much.
Right,
Why? Before we start, before we start,
animated in Japan though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So yes, it technically is.
The thing that really gets me is the fact that there's another one of these, which is the whole upgrade one where they got the blue enter key that says upgrade.
Yes. Yeah.
And it goes from, I can't remember what the first one is, then it goes to Rising of the Shield Hero, and then it goes to fucking Avengers Infinity War, and it's just like,
that's not that doesn't count.
It hurts me. It hurts my feels. Right. So my first meme, I can't remember it. When you recommend someone an anime, but they don't find it interesting. I see.
Oh dear.
Cue in just Toph, just going.
Yep. Every masterpiece has a cheap copy.
High School of
the Dead. High School of Dead and The Walking Dead.
Yes. I was tempted to try and rewatch Walking Dead because I stopped at some point in it, but I don't really think I have the energy to make it that show again.
Good. So the third... Right, okay, so Hokage is what they want to aspire to be.
Hell yeah.
Can you salute Nasuth?
I can salute Nasuth, yes.
Oh my god! We can all salute! Anyway.
Sort of.
Right. Moving on to... Right, okay.
Oh,
if a girl showed...
Didn't I use this last week?
That was a mistake.
No,
I swear I used this last week.
Maybe you did. That was her mistake.
But it's worth showing twice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right. My
But
fifth
now
one...
I'm just imagining him, like, only this big.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or her gigantic.
Baby, can you touch me already? Hold on. Someone said Bulbasaur was a bad Pokemon.
Look, that's important,
insults my Gen 1 starter.
Right. And then last but not least, my sixth. Task Manager, not responding. Me, Task Manager. You dare call yourself a god when you can't do your one job?
That has actually happened to me before.
Oh, I still really couldn't stop laughing.
Oh,
right.
God.
So that is it for this week. If you want to see more memes, you can go to twitter.com/Kanpai_cast. There are effectively 3 memes daily. It really depends on whether or not I actually set them up. Next week's episode is Hidden Gems and Guilty Pleasures with ViperMenace. I thought it was supposed to be ViperMenace.
Is it?
I don't know if they changed their name. I can't remember if they changed their name or not.
Okay.
So that is this coming week. Hopefully we'll have Loz back. So thank you all for watching / listening. And now it's time to bottoms up.
Anytime.
You can do it now, Nasuth.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, thank you all for watching / listening. Thank you for joining us, Thaylien. And now it's time to bottoms up. And Kanpai!
Kanpai!